Hey Stargazers, it's Taylor here. Today we are going to be going over my favorite mods for The Sims 4 that you must have in your game if you are a storyteller. They just make it so much easier to tell your story properly. All of the mods that I mentioned in this video are going to be linked in the description, so make sure to keep an eye out for that. And also if you guys are interested in some more mods after this video, I do have a ton of other showcase videos on this channel. I will be leaving the links to a few of them down below as well. But we've got a lot to talk about, so let's go ahead and get into the video. Okay, so the first mod that I wanted to mention, and is honestly the mod that inspired this entire video, is the storytelling toolkit mod by Chipped Sim. I mean, just based on that name alone, I obviously had to include it in this video. I mean, come on. But this mod essentially just makes it easier to control certain aspects of the game by adding a menu with options that would otherwise only be accessible with the cheat console, you know? So instead of typing out certain cheats in the cheat bar, I don't know why I just wrote cheats. I can't do two things at once, my bad. And instead of doing this and messing it up, you can just click on an option on your sim. So in order to access this mod's menu, you have to shift click on your sim. So just hold the shift button while you click on your sim. And then you're just gonna want to cycle through these options until you find the storytelling toolkit option here. Now, this opens a small menu with some additional options. We've got miscellaneous, an emotions control option, and then a weather control option. So let's go ahead and click on the miscellaneous option first. You can either turn the headline effects off or turn them back on again. So this has to do with the plumb ups above your selected sim, as well as the other overhead effects that appear over your sim sometimes. But if you click on turn headline effects off, you can just see that the plumb bob disappeared immediately. This is so freaking helpful if you like taking screenshots, or perhaps you enjoy making machinimas or cinematic scenes with your sims. The plumb bobs can just be super annoying to see in those shots, obviously, so you can just turn them off and on super easily with this mod. But going back into this menu, let's go ahead and click on emotions control this time. You can see that there are just so many options where you can modify the buffs that your sim has and make them have a certain emotion. So for example, maybe I'm just trying to tell a story where my sim here just is laughing at me. Okay, cool, love that. My sim here is just, I don't know, has something happen to him that makes him feel really embarrassed, but he doesn't actually have an embarrassed moodlet down here, literally at all, so he doesn't actually feel that way. I can just go click on storytelling toolkit, click on emotions control, and then add an embarrassed buff. And when I do that, you can see that he immediately becomes very embarrassed. Or maybe he is sad now. It just takes a few seconds and he feels however I want him to. Now, if you actually hover over the buff here, you can see that it doesn't actually say anything. It just allows you to decide why your sim is feeling that way instead. I also want to mention that you can actually use this mod on any sim. You don't have to be able to control them. You can just change any NPC's emotion if you need to for whatever reason. Well, I can't find literally any NPC sims, so we can still do it with Anthony here. I mean, he's still in my household, but I'm not actively controlling him, you know? So if we click on him as well, I'm just gonna make him really playful right now. And you can see he is playful. So you can do it with any NPC in the game. But finally, let's click on the weather control option here. And this obviously just allows you to instantly change the season as well as just the current weather. So if we needed to start raining to maybe have a cliche romantic scene in the rain, because who doesn't love that, you know? Go ahead and change it to rain instead. But I mean, you can see it instantly started raining, which is super cool. And also right now is spring, but let's say I need it to be summer. I can just go in here, click seasons, and then set season to summer, and instantly it became summer. Now, the thing about this is that it is going to transfer over what day of the season you're in. So if you saw before, I was on day 7 of spring, and when I clicked on summer, it did change the season, but it changed it to day 7 of summer. You're not going to start on day 1 though, unless you were already starting on day 1. I hope that makes sense. But yeah, this mod is super cool, and I think that there are still a few other features that the creator plans to add in the future. I think I read that somewhere, but I also could be making that up. I totally meant to mention this before, but I totally forgot until right this second. So the house that you are seeing in this showcase, I cannot build in this game to save of my life. I just got it from the gallery, and this is a house. If you guys want to download it, this is what it looks like on the gallery. So make sure to go check them out. Okay, but moving on to the second mod, the Say Something To mod. So basically what this mod does is it adds these custom Say Something interactions where it prompts you to write exactly what your sim is saying in a conversation. So you just have to click on whatever sim you want your sim to talk to and find the Say Something To option here. And once you click on that, there are tons of options here that you can choose. But since my sim is feeling really happy now, we are going to have him say something happy. And just as the animation started to play there, you can see that we got a pop-up here. So it just says here, say something to Callum, right below what you want Anthony to say to Callum. So basically what you do is you just type in exactly what you want your sim to say. You don't want to mess with this first box here whatsoever, like just leave this one completely alone and type whatever you want in this bigger text box here. So I think he's just gonna be like, I'm having a wonderful day today. Do you want to go on a walk with me? I don't know. Don't question it. But once you type what you want your sim to say, you can just click OK and get a freaking exception alert because you haven't updated your mods. And then you just get a notification of what your sim is telling the other one in the corner, like so. As you get like the notification, it always plays an animation that relates to the emotion you picked. I don't think I showed that very well, so let's go ahead and have Anthony, actually let's switch it up. Let's have Callum say something to Anthony. Let's have him say something sad because he was feeling sad earlier. What is he gonna say? I'm feeling down. Can I talk to you? We're gonna click OK. And if we look at the animation here, you can see like he's kind of just like, he's venting to Anthony. But the mod doesn't actually just stop there. Like your sims will actually get a moodlet from both like saying something as well as being the listener. Like the sim that was talked to can react to the interaction with a positive or negative moodlet that depends on whatever the category was. So we can see that we have this moodlet here. It says happy words from being told something happy. So this is from what Anthony said to him earlier. And it just says another sim enthused to Callum about something and their joy is a bit contagious, which I love. And if we go click on Anthony, let's see if he has something. Oh, I'm sure this sad one is from what Callum told him. But this one just says, Anthony's commiserating with another sim after they told him something sad. But there are actually a few other things with this mod as well. So if we click on Say Something To again and go find the Say Something To mod settings and click on this, there are two other features here that you can decide to turn on if you like. So the first one here is recall-based reactions. On, sims will remember the last thing said to them and can mention it again later, for example, in phone calls. But you can also turn on notification reactions, and if this is on, sims might react to things said to them immediately in a notification of their own. These are from presets. One is selected based on the category of thing your sim said and the reaction of the other sim. So let's turn this on. Maybe I can show this to you if we have him say something else. So let's have him say something flirty. Why not? What is he gonna say? I don't know. You're hot. So he just says that to him, and look at the little animation. It's playing something flirty. I don't think we did. Let's try it again. This is the last time I'm gonna try it though. Let's have him say, not as hot as you. Sorry. I don't know, I just really love this mod. I cannot lie. Like I just feel it like feels so official, you know? Like I mean, like look, it's so okay, well not those ones. If you actually like write it out, it's so official. Like look at those. Those look like something that could actually just be in the game. Do they not? I don't know. I love it so much. All right, this next mod is especially helpful for like the behind the scenes stuff. Like I find it so useful for my Let's Plays or recording like little short machinimas, like stuff like that. It is the Sim Control Hub mod. Basically, this mod just allows you to control any sim or pet in the game, regardless of whether or not they are in your household. Oh my god, there's actually an NPC sim, so I can actually show you guys this one. Okay, perfect. So you can control NPC sims without actually adding them to your family or having to go into manage worlds and like going into their household and like, you know, it's just so much work. No one wants to do that. So in order to do this, you're gonna have to click on whatever sim you are wanting to to control and then click on actions. And there should be an option called Sim Control Hub. It looks just like this. So let's just click on this, and then there will be 3 options here. There's a situation manager. You also have mod settings, and there are a few options here, so you can like mark it as a cheat. So if you put this on, it'll show up in the cheats menu, and you'll have to shift click on your sim to use it instead of just using like through the actions as we just did. There's also show and relationship panel. You can see that I have it on. So if I go down here and click on this random sim, you can see Sim Control Hub. But the last option is to add 2 selectable sims. So we're just going to click on that one. And as you can see, our NPC sim was just added to our playable sims, controllable sims down here. But because you have the option to like send them back home, you can see that they do not actually like join your family. This will not mess with their family, or at least in my experience. I've heard of some people saying that it does, but personally, like that has never been an issue for me. It just lets me do whatever I want with them, and then like I'll like send them home and everything's fine afterwards, you know? Like obviously you can just make them like move around as if it's your sim, like there she goes. You can make them interact with whatever you want. Like I'm gonna have this sim go dig this up, and she's also gonna go fishing after this. You can also access like all of their relationships, their needs, their inventory, literally everything. This sim is basically in my family right now, but without being in my family. I just feel like this is really helpful in like cases where you want the NPC sim to sort of like initiate the conversation or whatever, instead of your sim having to do it all the time. So like maybe my sim is really shy, so he would never go up to a random stranger and like start a conversation. So I need to have the NPC sim do it instead, if that even makes sense. But once you're done controlling the sim, all you have to do is click on them, click on actions, Sim Control Hub, and then click remove from selectable sims. But let me actually make this a selectable sim again and find some other NPCs hopefully nearby. But you can see that now I have a bunch of NPC sims that I am controlling right now. Say I sent them all home, so I'm not able to like click on the sim and remove them that way. You can also just go click on your own sim, click on actions, and you will see that there's a Sim Control Hub option here, and if you click on that, you can clear all selectable sims. So if you click on that, all of the sims are going to disappear, and you're just going to be left with your own beautiful, gorgeous, amazing sims. And all of the other sims are going to be back to their normal NPC selves. Okay, it wouldn't be a mod showcase video without the MC Command Center mod. There's so much with this mod, like I have to mention it in every single video. I'm not going to get too crazy detailed in this video just because, again, this mod is insanely detailed and it just deserves its own video, to be honest. But I am just going to show you a few things that are more related to storytelling. So most of the settings for this mod are changeable through the computer here, but there is a menu that you can access on your sim as well. So let's go over some of those first instead. So just click on my sim and then click MC Command Center. So all of the settings here are going to be like specific to this sim or the sim that you open the menu with. But like there is so much you can do with this. Like for example, if I click on sim commands and then maintain sim, you can like, I don't know, kill a sim in whatever way that you want. Or you could like make them get a random job. You can rename them or literally just delete them if they're annoying you that much. If you go all the way back and then click on MC Cast, you could like, I don't know, add or remove certain traits. You could like set a few of their favorite things. His favorite drink is now a root beer float. In the MC cheats category, you could like increase certain skills or make them bad at some skills. You can like cheat your sims relationships if you want. There are so many more settings that you can change for specific sims, but there are also ways you can like automate story progression in your game, if that makes sense. And like in order to do this, you're gonna have to go access a computer and change the settings that way. So I'm just gonna click on the computer and then MC Command Center. So again, I'm not gonna get that detailed whatsoever, but if you do want a more in-depth explanation, there are tons of videos all over YouTube. but the first thing I want to click on is MCC settings. There are so many C's. Let's go into relationship settings, and here's just a few options that can help with story progression. For example, friendship decay percentage. Here you can change how fast your Sims relationships decay. So like if you don't want any decay, you can put 0 if you want, or if you want relationships to decay really quickly, you can put a higher number up to 500. Another thing, friendship difficulty. You can make friendships increase really quickly or really slowly, and there is the same options for romance as well. If we click on auto relationship settings and then breakup settings, we can like change the same percentages for like Sims who are already in a couple, Sims who are already a couple or like married. You can change if their relationship increases or decreases at all over time. Or if we go out of relationship settings and then click on money settings, you could like turn on inheritance or child support. Or if we go out of here and click on gameplay settings, you could change the difficulty of like fame and your character values. Or if you click on skill settings, you can make it harder for your Sims to like build skills. There are just, again, so many things with this mod, and unfortunately I cannot include them all in this video, but I highly recommend you look for a more in-depth tutorial on YouTube if you're interested. This mod is just so amazing, and if you ever had to like only have a single mod in your game, it kind of has to be this one. Like you can just do so much. Have I said that enough already? I don't think I have. The Expanded Storytelling Relationship Bits mod by Maple Bell allows you to give your Sims custom relationship like titles, I guess. I don't know if that's really the right word for it, but it allows you to give your Sims like more specific labels. I don't know what I'm saying right now. Let me just show you their relationship real quick. So you can see these guys are soulmates and partners, but that is all that appears here, right? So with this mod, we can actually like add stuff to this and make it a lot more specific, if that makes sense. So let's go ahead and click on this sim. We're going to go back to actions, and there's going to be a new option called Enhanced Relationship Bits. So if I click on this and then click set, it's going to open up with this little menu here. So this is basically just a list of some different like types of relationships that I can add to like my Sims information panel or whatever, like their relationships. So for example, there's childhood sweethearts, study buddies, puppy love, partners in crime, flirty friends, night owl companions. Like there are so many, and I love them all so much. So for these guys, I mean, they're already in like a romantic relationship and they're already like best friends, but let's just do summer romance. Why not? Okay, but once you click on an option, now when you go look at your Sims relationship, there is a new thing here, summer romance. And when you hover over it, there's a little description. So in the hazy days of summer, Anthony and Callum's paths intersected, igniting a passionate romance. Their love blossomed under the warm sun with adventures, lazy afternoons, and stolen kisses that made the season unforgettable. Dude, I freaking love this so much. I literally cannot even begin to describe. But there are also some new interactions and like buffs for some of the options. They haven't added it for all of the options, but I'm pretty sure the summer romance has some. I don't know where it would be if it does. So this might take me a minute to find anything. I'm not gonna lie. Okay, I found one. If you use the summer romance relationship bit and you click on stories in the friendly category, you are going to have a new interaction that says share summer memories. We're going to click on this and see what this does. See if we get any new buffs. I mean, they're just going to talk like normal. And if we look down here, we did get new buffs. So golden days. As Anthony reminisces about their summer romance, the memories of those golden days filled our hearts with warmth and nostalgia. The sun-kissed moments they shared are etched in their minds forever. Are you kidding? That's the cutest thing ever. But let's go ahead and go add another one just for fun, you know. I'm pretty sure that Star-Crossed Lovers is a pretty good one. I think there's a new like animation for that. Let's first go read the description. Star-Crossed Lovers. Fate plays a bittersweet game with their hearts. Anthony and Callum's love is undeniable, but circumstances conspire to keep them apart, cherishing the fleeting happiness fate allows them to share. Oh, okay. Let's see if we can find anything. I'm assuming this one might be in romance. Okay, I think I saw it. Forbidden Kiss. Hold on. Let's click on that. Let's see what this looks like immediately. Okay, stop talking. Oh my god. The freaking TV's in the way. Wait, guys. Oh my god. Oh my god. Oh, that was so cute. Oh, they instantly got flirty. Okay. But now I think they should have a buff. Yep, right here. What? I cannot read. Turbulent yearning. The forbidden kiss has ignited a turbulent yearning within Callum. They find themselves torn between the intensity of their love and the weight of the consequences, fueling a passionate longing that consumes their thoughts. Oh my god. I'm obsessed. But yeah, I'm not going to show all of the interactions and everything, but this mod just adds some more depth to your Sims relationships, and I really love it, if you can't tell, because I've said I'm obsessed like 5 times. Anyway, alright, so the next mod, or collection of mods really, is the Relationship and Pregnancy Overhaul Collection. So what's really cool about this mod is that although all the features were obviously made to work together, you can just pick and choose exactly what you want in your game. Like if you really wanted to, you could just choose to use one of them in your game or whatever. Like it's totally up to you. Personally, I do not have them all installed in my game, or I don't think so anyway. As far as I know, I don't use all of them. I use most of them, but not all of them. But anyway, this mod adds a bunch of different features all relating to pregnancy and relationships. I know that sounds absolutely crazy, but I think that the features are just very helpful for storytelling. So if you click on your sim, there should be a new option called Relationships, Family, and Pregnancy. If you click on that, there will be some other options here. Now, if you choose to only download specific parts of the mod, yours is going to look a bit different just depending on what you download, so just keep that in mind. But personally, I think my absolute favorite part of this mod is the pregnancy and family preference options. So if I click on pregnancy and family here and then thoughts on having children, as you can see, it should open this menu where you can choose your Sim's thoughts on having kids. So let's go ahead and say that my Sim does not want a child right now. So once you click on an option, you can go look at your Sim's traits, and there should be a new trait based on whatever option you picked. So it does not want a child right now. This Sim is not interested in having a child as of right now. If it were to happen, they would take it badly. You can also do the same thing with your Sim's thoughts on like being pregnant, and there are even a few gameplay aspects to this as well. Like if your Sim gets pregnant when they do not want children, they're going to be quite upset about it, and you're going to have to work with your Sim to get them to like make peace with the pregnancy or refuse to make peace with it at all. And like that's all in the first mod for this collection. Like there are so many other really cool features with this mod as well. Like there's an option for a dating app. Like if I go into my phone here, we've got the Meet and Mingle dating, because I don't have the Lovestruck expansion pack, so this is really helpful for me. There are pregnancy side effects, an attraction system. There's a mod that kind of like revamps how adoption works in this game. Like, or like if I click on my Sim's partner and click on relationships, family, and pregnancy, there's a few options here. Like we can ask him if he wants kids. If we click on makeup and breakup, we can have like a temporary separation or separate permanently. It is just such an amazing mod that adds so many different features that I feel could be really helpful in telling your Sim's story. Okay, this next mod is by the same creator as the last one, actually. I don't know how to pronounce it, and I'm not even gonna try because I'm gonna just embarrass myself, completely butcher it. Like, it's just not gonna be good for anybody, so we're not gonna try to say it, okay? That creator made a lot of the mods in this video. I highly recommend checking out their other stuff. They are such an incredible mod creator. But the one I wanted to talk about next is the Talents and Weaknesses mod. So this mod essentially just makes skills a bit more like meaningful, because it can make certain skills harder or easier to increase depending on what your Sim is good at. This mod adds talents and weaknesses to the game. So your Sim can actually be good at things and then be bad at other things. So you can decide to have them like auto-assigned. That's what I like to do for a lot of my Sims. Unless I already have like a specific storyline decided, I am most likely just going to let the game decide what they're good at or what they're not good at. But as you can see, my Sim here already has some talents and weaknesses. But in order to like edit them yourself, all you have to do is click on your Sim, go to actions, Click on talents, weaknesses, and blocked skills. And here is where you can manage everything. So you can add or remove talents and weaknesses. You also have options to just remove all of them if you want to just completely start over, start from scratch. So let's actually just go ahead and click remove all weaknesses first. And then I'm going to do the same thing with the talents. So we start with a clean, fresh canvas. But now that he doesn't have any talents or weaknesses, we gotta make sure that he does. So let's go ahead, click on add a talent first. And here's all of the talents that you can add for your sim. So let's go ahead. This sim is definitely very athletic and very strong and enjoys like working out. So I'm going to make fitness one of his talents. So let's go ahead and click on that. And you can see it immediately adds down here. Athletic build. A sim with an athletic build is naturally gifted at physical activities and sports. Let's also give him a weakness. It's literally the exact same thing, but I just want to. So add a weakness. And I think that this sim is really bad at singing. So if I click on that, it immediately adds down here and it says singing a voice to work on. This sim will struggle more to learn singing than most sims would. His ear and voice need more developing. It's okay, persistence can pay off either way. But now that he has this fitness talent, he is going to gain the athletic skill a lot faster than a sim without the talent. And the opposite is true for singing, so he's gonna have a really hard time leveling up this skill. Like if we have him go jogging for some reason at 3 a.m., I don't know why he's freaking jogging in his normal everyday clothes, but whatever, you do you, dude. You can just see that the skill is increasing a lot faster than a sim without the talent would. I don't know why my brain just stopped working. Okay, cool. You can stop running, dude. Go home. Okay, so as you can see, we are in cast now, and that is because the next mod is a trait pack. So if I just open the traits, you can see that, oh, okay, dude. Yeah, look at him go. Gorgeous. Anyway. You can see that I have a ton more traits than the original game. So this pack adds 100 traits to your game, and they are split into like 5 different categories or like 5 different parts focused on different things. So for example, the first pack you can download is focused on emotional response, while the second one is full of traits that all have to do with social image and like the social behavior of your sim. I'm not gonna go through every single one because that would literally take forever, but a few of the traits that come with this pack include, we've got daredevil, determined, emotional, we've got child of nature, clever, kind, extrovert, we've got introvert down here. There's just so many. Like, I mean, there's literally 100 traits with this pack, and like they all have little descriptions and everything. Like this one says, these sims are reckless and daring. They are very confident and active and are not affected by stress. But if you just want some more traits to choose from when you're creating your sims, you should definitely check this out. I know that there's like a spreadsheet of all of them, so if you want to learn about the traits like more in detail, keep an eye out for the spreadsheet link on the original mod post that I'm gonna be linking in the description. I said that in such a weird way, but whatever. Okay, so this next one is a small one, and I would say it's more for like specific storylines, but I love it so much I just had to include it in this video. But it is a mod that adds a new interaction called Ask to Learn How to Kiss. I mean, come on, it's something that only happens in like movies or books, like just fiction in general. Like it's not that realistic, but I love it all the same. Like, come on, I do not care. So obviously this mod just adds a new interaction and some new animations for your teenagers or young adult sims. Okay, so the interaction will only appear if your sims are in a flirty, confident, playful, or dazed mood, and your sims also have to be good friends, and they can't be they can't be dating or married or anything. So if you're having trouble with the interaction showing up, just keep all of that in mind. My sim is feeling flirty, so the interaction should show up. So let's go ahead, click on Anthony here, and then we're gonna go click on romance, and then it should show up in affection. This is what the interaction looks like. So let's go ahead, click on ask to learn how to kiss, and let's just see what happens. Oh wait, I'm not prepared. Let me get cinematic mode. Oh my god, why is he so sweaty? Calm down. Oh, he looks so nervous. He's gonna like go and ask him. Oh my god, Anthony said yes. I don't know if they can say no, I'm gonna be honest. And they're all like nervous. Oh, and then they just go for it. There they go. This animation is so well made. Like, it looks so good. You cannot lie. Oh my god. That's so cute. I love these guys. Anyway, but now that they've done that, there should be a new moodlet down here. Oh, here we go. Okay, so bit of a mess from kissing a friend. I think I felt something during the kiss. Are we just friends or something more? I don't know anymore. Oh my god. Does he say the same thing? I feel like he does. Oh my god, wait, he says something different? It was pretty cool. I wouldn't mind doing it again. Am I out of my mind? Oh my god. But the moodlets and animations will be a bit different depending on the mood your Sims are in, which I absolutely love. I just feel like this mod is really good for like some friends to lovers storylines and stuff like that. Like, I don't know. It is so cliche, so like, I don't know. All I know is I'm obsessed, okay? Just leave me alone. Okay, this next one is also a very small mod that is probably more for specific storylines again. Bro, I don't care. Sure, whatever. It is a cry mod, but obviously crying is already in the game. But the reason I love this mod is because it adds like a new cry action or like a new cry animation, and it's just, I don't know, I just love it. It's so, just let me show you. Okay, so the interaction only appears if your sim is either sad, embarrassed, uncomfortable, or scared, and it's also only for Sims that are teenagers or older. So again, like if it doesn't show up for you, just keep all of that in mind. But let's just go ahead, click on my sim, and then find the cry interaction here. So let's click on this. If there are any other Sims nearby, whenever your sim is wanting to cry, they will like shoo them away. As you can see, he just did that. Oh, okay, literally barely leaves, but whatever. But since he has privacy, he's just gonna go sit on the floor and he's just gonna cry to himself a little bit. Like, oh my god, that's so just, god, it just ugh, I don't even have words. Sorry, I don't know what else to say here. But I'm pretty sure if these guys were like dating again, that he wouldn't shoo him away. So let's actually test that theory, because I don't actually know. So let's find out. Then we're gonna have him go and cry again, and this is just gonna see if he like shoos him away still or not, because I don't actually know. I'm pretty sure he won't. Oh yeah, okay, see, he didn't. He feels super comfortable in front of him, so he didn't feel the need to shoo him away. He's still just chatting away though. Like, he doesn't feel, oh, here we go. Is he gonna say anything? I don't know, but he doesn't have to shoo him away because they're comfortable around each other. That's basically what I was trying to show. But that's it for this mod. Again, it's super small, but I just think that it can be really helpful for some storylines or like machinimas maybe, since it's like actually an animation, you know? I don't know. Okay, the next mod is the Set Family Relationships mod. So this allows you to add some more family relationships and different dynamics to your Sim's family. But when you create a family in Create a Sim, you can only set certain relationships. You can do household member, brother, spouse, engaged, or partner. Now the options are better than what like they used to be, but I've always wished that there were still more for different kinds of family members. Now this mod doesn't add any options in Create a Sim, obviously, but if we go back into live mode, I can show you exactly what this mod does. So basically, to use this mod, well, there's a few different ways to do it. Like, you could do it through the phone with this app that gets added, or you could click on the sim in the relationships panel. So let's just say I want this sim to be my sim's cousin. So I'm just going to click on this sim, click on actions, and you can see there's an option called set family and non-family relationships. So let's just click on this, and then I'm going to click on add family relationship, and here are all of the options. We could do mother or father-in-law, cousin, aunt and uncle, ancestor, great-great-grandparents. Like, there are just so many options. But because I want these guys to be cousins, I am just going to click add cousin. And now that I've done that, once I go open up the profile for this relationship, you can see that it says cousin here. Unfortunately, this is more for like the aesthetics, if that makes sense. Like, if we go out of this and go look at the family tree, you can see a cousin doesn't show up here. It doesn't change anything here, but I still find it incredibly useful for story purposes. Like, if I create a sim and I want to introduce you to the sim, it can just be easier having it say like cousin or uncle or whatever in this panel, so you guys can get to know the family and everything a bit easier, in my opinion. But yeah, it's pretty small. It doesn't really do much, but I still definitely recommend it just for that storytelling aspect, you know? Okay, next up is the Teen Stories and Activities mod by Maple Bell. Maple Bell is another one of my absolute favorite mod creators. I highly recommend you check out their other stuff as well. But this mod adds a lot more to do with your teenage Sims. It adds over 15 rabbit hole activities that they can go to with their friends. But it doesn't just stop there. Like, there's actually a system where teenagers have to ask for permission to go out, and there are some consequences if you don't, or if you go out even if you were told no. Let me just spawn in a random teenager real quick. Okay, so now that we have a teenager sim, the first thing you need to do is shift click on your sim to find the teen stories and activities settings. Now here is where you decide how you want your sim's parenting to be. So you can either make them permissive, strict, uninvolved, or authoritative. Just for the drama, let's do strict. So now that we have that set, I'm going to have my teenager go and talk to him. So there will be this new option called Teen Stories and Activities. If we click on this, you can see a bunch new interactions. We can ask for permission to go to a few different events. We can ask about woohoo, and we can ask about safety. Let's just ask for permission to go out and see what he says. I don't actually know. I didn't think about making them know each other. This is kind of odd. Yes, you can, of course. Okay, so he did say yes. He is technically not like her guardian whatsoever. Like, I didn't set that at all. I completely did not even think about that. I literally just spawned her in out of the blue. Like, they literally don't even know each other, but whatever. Anyway, she has permission to go out. Yay, let's go out. Okay, just for the sake of this, Anthony is now her dad. So let's just see if this goes as well as it did last time. Let's see. Oh, he's just angry. He's like frustrated, I think. Oh, he says no. Oh my god. Okay, so that's kind of what I wanted. So he just told her no. So now she can like go anyway and then get in trouble. So what did I have her ask? I literally don't even remember. Oh, go on a road trip. That's what it was. Okay, so let's have her go on a road trip, you know? Okay, I had to go find a random teen to pick up off the streets and make her best friend. So this is her new bestie, and if we click on him, there's going to be teen stories and activities, and if we click on that, we have some options here. So we can plan upcoming events, organize a sleepover, talk about crush, ask him out on a date, so many things here. We're gonna invite him to hang out and like join our activities though. Okay, so in order to actually like go wherever your sim is wanting to go, you're gonna have to click on the phone, find the app for Maple Bell, the mod creator, click on that, and then there should be an option teen stories and activities. If you open that, it is going to let you invite some sims, and because Dax said he would come along, we're gonna invite him with us. And we said that we were gonna go on a road trip, so let's go ahead and go on a road trip with him. So she did not get permission, like her dad told her no, but she's gonna go anyway, and let's just see what happens here. So there she goes. He's following behind very slowly. Okay. And now we basically just have to wait for her to like come home and be done with the road trip. Why did I pick a road trip? That's gonna take forever. All my sims keep trying to hug, but they don't. It doesn't work. Okay. Stop doing that. Oh my god. Anyway, I think because Anthony originally said like it was okay, like I think that he's like not upset that she left, which it makes sense, but I'm upset because I wanted to show you guys the little like interaction about her like leaving home. But whatever, I can't get it to work right now. But when your sim like sneaks out without permission, or like after being told no or whatever, their parent is going to have different choices to confront them for sneaking out. So like they can express like disappointment, I think, or maybe yell at them. I can't remember off the top of my head, but sorry, I can't. I'm trying so hard to get it to work right now, but it just is not. But yeah, this mod just adds so much for your teens, and I especially think that the whole like ask for permission system is really, really cool for storytelling. Okay, yet another mod by Lumpinu, or however the heck you freaking say the creator's name. I don't know. I apologize. I'm really stupid. But another mod by them is the First Impressions mod. So this obviously just adds first impressions when your sims first meet. It is based on your sims' traits and how like they introduce themselves. For example, if they use a rude introduction, I believe you are more likely to get a negative first impression. There are tons of different impressions that your sims can get, and there are also both like positive and negative counterparts, which I really like. So let's just have my sim go introduce themselves to somebody. Well, actually first, I think that my sims will already have first impressions, maybe. So after you have introduced yourself to a sim, you can go onto their sim profile, scroll all the way down, and under sentiments, there are going to be first impressions. So Callum's first impression of Anthony is that he's adventurous. So this sim seems to have lived so much in a city one day, in another after the next, from job to job, and from love affair to yet another. It makes them a little fascinating. And Anthony thinks that Callum is interesting, so there's just something about Callum that seems to vibe in a way that appeals to Anthony. If you meet a sim and you don't really like the first impression that was generated for you originally, if we go out of here, you can click on the sim, go to actions, and then first impressions, and you can actually remove all of the first impressions and also like regenerate them if you like. So first off, we're just gonna remove all of them. So now that we've removed all of the first impressions, I'm going to select the other sim, click on this sim, and then go to actions, first impressions again. We can regenerate a first impression between these sims, or you can also actually like make the sim have a crush impression on the sims. You can literally just make them have crushes on each other, which is so freaking cute. Personally, I really love having like the game decide for me. We're gonna regenerate a first impression, and then let's go ahead and see what just came up here. Oh, we actually just got the same first impression. Okay, that's kind of interesting. But I usually use the first impressions to kind of like judge whether or not my sim should like become friends with another sim or whatever, you know? I don't know. I just really love this mod. I think it's really good for storytellers. I mean, I've said that literally about every mod, which I mean, crazy, right? It's not like that's the entire point of this video or anything. Okay, the next mod is also by the same creator. I don't even know what to say right now. It's not my fault that they are an amazing mod creator, okay? But anyway, next up is the context social interactions. Basically, this just allows your sims to actually talk about things that have actually like happened to them recently. For example, if your sim gets a promotion at work, there's now a social interaction where they can tell their friends about it. So let's first off get this sim a job. He is going to be a painter. I'm also just gonna promote him real quick. So he just got promoted, right? And now if we go have him talk to him, he should be able to like talk about his promotion. So you can see here in the small talk category, we have a new interaction that says tell about promotion. So I'm gonna have him click on that. And I mean, it's just like a normal interaction. I don't think there's really anything that happens. But what I really love that is whoever your sim tells about like being promoted or fired or whatever, they will also get a moodlet. So if we click on him, we can see that he has a new moodlet here. Would you stop hugging? Oh my God. Sorry. Heard some good news. Someone close to Callum got promoted at work. It's always nice to hear good news like that. Like, he's just so happy for him, and like, it's just so cute, and I love it. There are tons of new reactions to this mod. Like, there's some related to pregnancy, like if your sim dies but is brought back to life, they can tell another sim about it now. A sim can tell others about like a masterpiece they painted recently. Like, there are just so many new interactions, and I love them all so freaking much. The topic of social interactions brings me to my next mod, the storytelling socials mod. So this is a mod that adds more than 60 new interactions with specific emphasis on storytelling. A lot of these interactions are for like specific situations, so they will only show up if the certain criteria is met. For example, if your sim used to be best friends but they're not really friends anymore, there's an interaction where one can accuse the other of like ruining the friendship. Or if your sim just got fired, you can mock them for losing their job. Or if your sim is a parent, there's an interaction called needlessly embarrassed, where they give their kids an embarrassed buff for literally no reason, you know, as parents do. There are just so many options that I haven't even discovered for myself yet, so it's kind of difficult to, you know, show you guys the mod when I don't even know what half of the interactions are or how to get them. I'm such a professional, am I right? Okay, so I just cheated to get Anthony fired, and I think that Callum should be able to like mock him for it now. He would literally never do that, but just for the sake of this, let's see. It's probably in mean or something. Okay, here we go. Mock for losing job. Let's go ahead. Wow, that stings. Oh my God, rude. I don't know. It's just like a really small thing, but I really love it. Unfortunately, I'm not able to like show you guys everything in this video right now, but if you guys are interested in learning more, just keep an eye out for the link in the description. Okay, yet another social interactions mod is the Sociable Sims mod. So the two key features include like more phone calls and text messages and some expanded interactions. So for the calls and the text messages, it just makes it so your sims will receive a wider variety of phone calls and like text messages. So for example, you could get like really weird anonymous calls that'll just like make your sim paranoid. You could get really happy and sweet messages too. Like, there are quite a few options, but like it's completely random, so it's kind of hard to show you that. But to access the expanded interaction interactions, all you do is click on a sim and find the sociable sims option, which looks like this. So I'm gonna click on this, and there are 4 little like categories here. So we have emotions, get to know, gossip and drama, and a meaningful conversation. But yeah, you can just kind of have a bit more like in-depth, more specific options in a way. But like if we click on gossip and drama, we can discuss the neighborhood drama, discuss other sims affairs, spread rumors, talk about neighbors. But let's go ahead, have Anthony go, and he's gonna vent about his day. But it's a pretty small mod, but it's really nice. I don't think it adds like any new moodlets or anything like that, unfortunately, but it's still such a cool mod that adds a lot more depth to like your Sims conversations. And like, I mean, obviously you can like imagine your Sim saying whatever you want, but I don't know, I like it when it actually says what I want my Sim to say. That wasn't really what I meant to say. Anyway, I just feel like the interactions are so useful for certain stories that you may want to tell. Okay, next up is the Errant Thoughts mod by A Deep Indigo. So this mod adds the ability for your Sims to essentially like rethink their life choices and sort of make changes and decisions for themselves. For example, they might regret like living in the big city and want to move to a smaller town in the country or something, or maybe they want to adopt a pet. Maybe they suddenly have the urge to have a baby, stuff like that. Now, unfortunately, I don't think there's any way to sort of like force your Sims to have one of these thoughts, so I can't really show you exactly what it looks like, but basically when your Sim is starting to like question things or whatever, you are just going to get like a notification about it up here, and then your Sim will also get a moodlet. But yeah, again, I don't know of any way to sort of like force it to happen. So if you're interested, it may be beneficial to just check out the original post that I will have linked. Okay, but that was actually the last mod for this video. If you guys know of any mods that I didn't mention in this video that you personally cannot play without, please feel free to leave a comment down below. I love finding new mods to put in my game, so definitely feel free to comment one. But thank you guys so much for watching this video. If you enjoyed, please consider leaving a like and hitting the subscribe button before you go. I hope that you all have an incredible day. Bye guys!